Hello, everyone, once again, and welcome back to PAX and Recreation. And today, we're going to go the opposite route to Commander Masters and Commander specific products and go for Modern Horizons 2, a collector booster. So, mostly because Modern Horizons 3 has been announced. Now, the difference between Modern Horizons and Modern Masters is that Modern Horizons, and this is just like a prequel. We will be getting a Commander Horizons. This is like my official prediction. The difference, normally a Horizon set is the one that brings new stuff specific for modern, and that's where cards such as a Ragavan, Nimble Pilfer, were born, right? So the format breaking cards to a degree. And this is a collector booster, so this is just rigging the machine in a set that by itself rigs the machine. So let's see how it goes. Okay, very easy to crack. Nothing compared to the or the Lord of the Rings boosters. That those things were just like made of adamantium. The good thing about the modern Horizon cards and modern cards at all is that counterspell, the classic style, is that you can just really use them for commander. There is nothing that will prohibit you from doing that. Oh, the forest as a separator. So this is classic style uh, collector boosters that we're doing. Soul Talisman. Spend 3/1 add double waste. Okay. Just like separate them a little bit so that they don't look like a Phantasmal Dreadmaw. Nice treatment. Thorac Death Cantor. Okay, not bad. Not great, but not bad. Oh, one of those cards, Road and Ruin. So there you go. The prototype style cards, which I don't dislike, to be honest. I kind of like them. Has to go to multicolor. Chatterstorm, classic style, with a powerful squirrel. Not bad. Lava Belly Sliver. Very good for that commander deck with slivers that we actually kind of got. Chainer, Nightmare Adept. Poor chainers in every set, so there is that. Edge foil, I think. Well, this is foil, really, but it's like a very weird treatment. It just feels like fake. Oh, everyone's favorite card ever. Asmoranomardikadaitinakuldakar. That. Legendary creature, human wizard. As long as you have discarded a card this turn, you may pay one black or one red to cast this spell. When Asmoranomardikadaitinakuldakar enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a card named the Underworld Cookbook. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Sacrifice 2 foods. Target creature deals 6 damage to itself as a 3/3. And you're gonna love it how this thing was just open and the guy's already back. So, and a cool token. That's also a crap token. Let's move this thing. It's funny to open something so specifically made for a format that no one cares. I mean, nasty. Like people do care about modern, but it's not like everyone just plays Commander, right? So you like likely you're watching at this video the same way I'm looking at the cards. Like I'm looking at them like, oh, nice, but I'm not thinking in the context of modern. I'm thinking in the context of Commander. Can this be useful for my deck? Do I have a deck where this fits? So nice, etc. That kind of logic. And this is the Blink version. Southern Edict, Obsidian Charmo, all that. Gargadon. Well, this is in the Commander Master, so Marble Gargoyle. Gargoyle, sorry. 2 and a white. For 1 white, eh. It has a quote from the Underworld Cookbook. Tide Shaper, Aeve or Eve Progenitor Ooze. These cards are kind of shitty to read. I'm not gonna lie, like, their foil is very weird. Calibrated Blast and Squirrel and a bird. Mere Scrabbling, Loathsome Curator. You can get that. You can also tell this is like a modern set, like modern, like for pros, because cards don't really have a like explanation on some keywords. Like, you already know these keywords, even though they are not the most useful, like more common evergreen words. So it's just like, nah, you just know them. If you don't, why are you here? Breya's Apprentice. Also, like, this is a collector booster, so obviously, like, every card with special treatment normally doesn't explain those abilities, so that's normal. Late to Dinner and Esper Sentinel. Ooh, Esper Sentinel. Whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, draw a card unless that player pays X, where X is Esper Sentinel's power. So this is pretty much Rhystic Studies, but for white. Soul Herder. Not bad. Late to Dinner, again, in the same booster. Nested Shambler in foil. Everything is foil pretty much. Maybe you can tell. Some of them are weirder than others. Squirrel Mob. Because, sure. Inevitable Betrayal. And Food is also a golem. Tyrant Scoundrel. Foil Web Recluse. Disciple of the Sun. Hell Morgar. Quirion Ranger. Arcbond Shikari or Shikari. Yeah, maybe less legendary creatures because, well, it's not made for commander specific. Oh, see, Asmona was the blah, 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 but in White Art. Arcbond Shikari again. Ooh, Grist the Hunger Tide. Not bad. As long as Grist isn't on the battlefield, it is a 1/1 insect creature in addition to its other types. Okay. Well, because likely it blinks itself, right? Or not. It's just in case it dies, I guess. Undead Algor. This also is weird to me that a collector booster exists for Modern Horizons, a product specifically made for Modern and the competitive scene, when pros don't. Well, this is for casuals really, because pros don't use foil cards in their super expensive decks because it reflects, and sometimes it's not even allowed in tournaments. Um, so yeah, Ignoble Hierarch, Exalted, and you can tap it for 1 black, 1 red, or 1 green. And a Squirrel token, that's also a top there, because you always need a top there. Suxel's River, Shagul's Breach, Indestructible, which you can tell is a different beast than our current way of playing, because like, a land has Indestructible, that has value. It's like, well, nowadays it doesn't, but when you're playing this, it suddenly has, because people will go after your lands. It's not like Commander land anymore. Misty Rainforest. Forest or island, basically tutors by paying life, which is not bad. Kitchen Imp. Caldra Complete. Legendary Artifact Equipment. Living Weapon. Indestructible. Equipped creature gets +5/+5 and has first strike, trample, indestructible, haste, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a creature, exile that creature. Equip 7. Living Weapon, which I don't know what it means. Is this a card? It's like a creature. I guess it is. I knew that rule before, but it's been so long. Galvanic Relay, Generous Gift in the original art, and the weirdest foil, Ornithopter of Paradise, so Birds of Paradise, but as an artifact, so not bad. Piru the Volatile. Jeez. For 2 red, 2 white, and 2 black, legendary creature Elder Dragon. So this is not a commander set, but here is your Elder Dragon Highlander. It has flying, lifelink, and at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice Pyro the Volatile unless you pay 1 red, 1 white, and 1 black. When Pyro dies, it deals 7 damage to each non-legendary creature. And it's a 7/7, my friends. Timeless Dragon. Nice art. The card is okay, but very nice art. A clue and a crab. This will be the half point of the box. Gargadon, World Weary, Argon Tracker, Knighted Mirror. This foil is so weird. I'm trying so hard for it to be blindly shining into the camera. Lazadep Chancellor, Tireless Provisioner, an island. It's edge foil but not. It's very weird. Sanctifier Anvek. Gargadon again. They really go down on Gargadon. Dermal Taxi is a vehicle with imprint. Interesting. Step Through. So to target creatures to their owner's hands. Wizard Cycling. Brainstone. The Underworld Cookbook. Well, we have the card. You tap it, discard the card, create a food token. If you pay 4 and tap and sacrifice the book, you return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. Not bad. Glimpse of Tomorrow. So spend 3 and for 2 red. Shuffle all permanents you own into your library. Then reveal as many cards from the top of your library. Pull on non-aura permanent cards. Reveal this way onto the battlefield. Okay. Then do the same for aura cards. Then put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Not bad. Garth One Eye. 5 colors. Or Blueberg. Legendary creature, human wizard. That says, it's a 5/5 that says, tap, choose a card name that hasn't been chosen from among Disenchant, Brain Geyser, Terror, Shivan Dragon, Regrowth, and Black Lotus. Create a copy of the card with the chosen name. You may cast the copy. Sorry, what? Wait. Can't you just cast a Black Lotus with it? What? mtgassist.com. I'm going to check this later. Treasure and a bird. Well, I guess it's okay because you paid 5 and you need to tap it, but no, it's still too broken. Likely I didn't understand the card, so I need to read it again because reading the card explains the card, right? So you're a ranger. Liquimetal Torque. Nice art. Mountain. Karth the Lion. Okay. Whenever you enter the battlefield, a planeswalker you control dies, look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal a planeswalker card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. And planeswalker loyalty abilities you activated cost an additional +1 to activate. Okay, yikes. Jade Avenger. Mirari's Wake. For 3, 1 green, 1 white, creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana of any type that land produced. Not a bad card. Not a great card. Not a bad card. Monoscallion. Jade Avenger again in the same pack, but this one is foil, I guess, so there's that. Millikin. Tap, mill a card, add 1 waste. Or 1 colorless, whatever you want to call it. Titania or Titania, Protector of Argoth. For 3 and 2 green is a 5/3 that says when Titania, Protector of Argoth, enters the battlefield, return target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Whenever land you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, create a 5/3 green elemental creature token. Good, but not that good, because there is not much land destruction these days. Usury, Fortune's Flame. Whenever flame is attacked, you may choose a number between 1 and 5, flip that many coins. For each flip you win, draw a card. For each you lose, it deals 2 damage to you. If you won 5 flips this way, you may cast spells from your hand this turn without paying their mana cost. Yikes. Okay, Squirrel and Topter. Force Breach, Artifact Land, Deepwood Denizen. So shiny. Like me opening these cards because everything is foil in case you can't realize, but it's like the weirdest foil ever. Timeless Witness, Scourge Familiar, a Forest. The foil is so weird, you can even see the texture underneath. It's kind of nice or kind of weird. Cheater Splitter. At the beginning of your upkeep is an artifact for 2 and 1 green. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may sacrifice a token. If you do, put an acorn counter on Cheater Splitter. Squirrels you control get +1/+1 for each acorn on Cheater Splitter. And if you tap, you pay 1 green and tap, you create a green squirrel. That was the theme for this for this Modern Master set. It's like let's put Modern Masters. Jeez, I'm just Modern Horizons. Let's put squirrels everywhere. Legendary enchantment creature, a nymph. For 1 green and 1 white, it says it's a 1/2. It says whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Well, it's kind of okay. Glimmerbrain, a Bayern. Interesting looking art. Weird looking art. Soul Snare, Blacksmith Skill, Profane Tutor, suspend 2/1/1 black, search library for a card, put that card into your hand, then shuffle. A bunch of suspend cards that you just need to wait for them. Eve again, and a clue token. There's a zombie token as well. I haven't even been trying to open this because see, like you can't open them in an elegant fashion. It's like I love it, like how Wizards tries things. Like okay, let's make these. They either make the foil, the wrapper like this one. That's like ultra flimsy, so just looking at it, it rips. So it's very hard for people to put them back together or something and try to scam you. And for the Lord of the Rings, they went the opposite. It's like okay, make the hardest possible wrapper, right? Redaskin Dockhand on Island Walk, Cargadon again, Rise and Shine, Terminal Agony, a short target creature, Madness. Oh, the Madness mechanic. How do I love the Madness mechanic? Lens Flare, Squirrel Sovereign, nice. Soul Talisman, which we already opened, cracked. Void Mirror. Whenever a player casts a spell, if no color mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. So the worst enemy of the Eldrazi deck and the artifact deck. Jeez. Squirrel, bird. I would even argue the moment if you're playing against like a commander with a colorless against a colorless commander, the moment you drop that card, you basically already won against that person. Like that's it. Someone else has to save them. Step through, Trustful Breach, Graceful Restoration, Blossoming Calm, an island, Profane Tutor, nice art, Fateless Salvaging, Counterspell, like the coolest. Well, I don't know if this is the coolest looking art, but World Weary, Underworld Hermit, Step Through in foil. Like all these is foil. Like I just need to Vindicate for 1/1 white 1 black, destroy target permanent. Okay then, not much there. Ice Fan Kotal, Coatl, green one blue, a snow creature snake with flash flying, and when it enters the battlefield, you draw a card. It has death touch as long as you control at least three other snow permanents. And a food token. There's also a beast. Second to last. Closest step into opening one decent fashion. Cable Initiate, Mental Journey, Chatterstorm, love that squirrel, Mistwall Breach, Young Necromancer, Mishra's Factory, not bad, an island, Suspend, nice looking art and card, Blossoming Calm, Magus of the Breach. When a non-token creature is pulled into the graveyard from the battlefield, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. When a creature is pulled into an opponent's graveyard from the battlefield, exile Magus of the Breach. Wait, when a creature is put into an opponent's graveyard from the battlefield. So, what? So you defend yourself, but you can attack. Yep, it gets exiled. So, okay. Tide Shaper, step through. King of the Pride. Remember Simba. Goblin Bombardment. Sacrifice a creature. Goblin. Bombardment deals 1 damage to any target. Dress down. Flash. When the to battlefield, draw a card. Creatures lose all abilities. Creatures. At the beginning of the end step, sacrifice dress down. Okay. A treasure token. That is a thufter as well. And the last booster of the box. Torch Canticle. Late to Dinner. Rustbelt Breach. Orban Daggerfoot. Skyblade Boon. Counterspell. Plains. Broodbraid Marauder. It can block. It's a 3/1 for 1/1 red and has Delirium. This spell has Cascade as long as there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. Floathound. Dress Down again. Talisman of Curiosity. Interesting. Blacksmith Skill. Aeromoeba. Sword of Hearth and Home. Not bad. Kind of difficult to read because why, but equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from green and from white. Whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, exile up to 1 target creature you own. Then search your library for a basic land card. Put both cards on the battlefield under your control, then shuffle. So you blink your own stuff. That's very useful. And Subtlety. For 2 and 2 blue, white art foil, yada yada. Flash Flying. When Subtlety enters the battlefield, choose up to 1 target creature spell Planeswalker. Its owner puts it into the top or bottom of the library, and you can evoke, which is exile a blue card from your hand. And a squirrel token. That's a goblin. Now, again, this is Modern Horizons, so I mean, you know what you came here for. There's only so much you can do with this, and so much you can take this for. Now, in terms of like the nicest looking card here, well, I guess it's going to be. Oh no, it's Timeless Dragon without a doubt. The the draft cards, I have kind of mixed feelings. I like the concept because they're basically like, concept arts, but still, well, I think it's going to be subtle because it's not subtle at all. But Suspend is good, but I like this a lot. Very vivid. But it's going to be subtle there because it's not subtle. I like it. So for black, I think a Profane Tutor makes sense to be the card that we pick. Even though it's not foil, but it's white art. We have a foil one, but doesn't hit the same. For red, I like this one, Glimpse of Tomorrow. Very vivid colors, very weird looking. Because this, I mean, this trigger, yeah, but nah. Oh, well, calibrated blast. Okay, maybe we go with calibrated blast. Sometimes it's nice to have a landscape that's foil and all that stuff. For green, we have some good candidates, such as this one, but it can be anyone's game, except for the draft ones. Those ones don't really hit the spot. I just like this card. I'm sorry, it's so vivid and so vivid. Now for art, for colorless artifacts and colorless creatures, I kind of like this art, but sometimes it's super weird. I like this one, so I guess it's going to be this one. Kind of boring, but I just like the design of the artifact itself. For the weird lands or non-basic lands, I guess this one is there's an island that would mix into the. So Misty Rainforest looks like the thing. And now for multicolor, which as you can see is not too shabby for a modern set. That is Wake, maybe, is the thing that I need. I like this one for the sake of all the retroness that comes with it. And maybe it's going to be that one, to be honest. Yeah, Pyro the Volatile. There is that. And that's our pick. That's the list. So let me know what you think about it in the comments, what you think about this pool. And you can see the value right there in the corner. You know, we got some decent cards. We didn't get like any of the super staple ones. We got a couple of ones like Subtlety, but nothing too crazy, nothing too shabby. The good side is that I can see a couple of cards that really have a place in some of my commander decks, but if you really want a specific card, just buy the card, I guess. In terms of treatment, Modern Horizons 2, I guess just buy the normal boxes, and the same will be. I mean, because everything is foil, the foils are very weird. Like, they don't look good, they look like fake, and it's kind of opaque and stuff. Like, yeah, I don't get it. And the special treatment is the draft thing, which I don't dislike, but it feels more like a thing that comes in a set booster than a half of your collector booster. It doesn't feel quite there, but that's me. So let me know what you think. You know how it goes. Like, subscribe, and all that. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day. This has been Pax and Recreation. See you next time. Bye.